Alrighty, this week we've got a good friend of mine.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Old boss, current boss, whatever. Coden. If you don't know Coden, he is the owner, creator, entrepreneur of Tipsy Tours, Gold Coast and Sunny Coast. What else? Winchester Distillery, Gold Coast best hidden secret.
You.
And there's something else.
Oh, that's about it. I got probably
Chester?
one of the best receding hairlines on the Gold Coast too. I forgot to mention that.
Well, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not rich.
The mo is something to be discussed later on.
That's beautiful.
I do rate it. So, for those of you who don't know, Tipsy Tours is a tour company on the Gold Coast.
It is.
Where you get drunk and they'll drive you around up the mountain, Tambourine Mountain, distilleries, wineries. What else is there? Breweries.
And just our distillery. Fuck everyone
And
else's.
our distillery, yeah. Forget the other distilleries.
Fuck them.
Just our one.
Do you know how it started? Do you know how Tipsy Tours started?
No, well, this is one of our questions. So hit us.
Oh, shit. Here we go. And right into it.
Let's go.
So, I used to design homes for a building company in Canberra.
Yep.
And then moved up to the Gold Coast, met a girl, fell in love, got engaged.
Nice.
Then-
Current
then
girl?
No.
Oh, whoa.
And she cheated on me and I ditched her. Went to Europe, got blind drunk for 6 months. Came back, lost everything to this chick, but had enough money to buy a van. So I bought a van, and when I was in Europe, everyone kept saying, "You're from Australia, I want to go, but it's too expensive." So I thought, I'm going to do these cheap backpacker trips. So I bought a van, a 12-seater. I stole my parents' 6x4 trailer. I threw all their backpacks in it. I had surfboards, spear guns, everything. And I'd do 15-day adventure trips up to Cairns. And we'd start from Byron Bay and we'd just cruise up. We'd do everything along the way. It was all cheap, all free camping. Like on the side of the road, we'd pull up at people's farms and flick them some cash and stay in one of their paddocks and stuff. It was awesome.
Cool.
And then when I'd come back to the Gold Coast, because it's exhausting. Like you're on the whole time. And backpackers are up until 2 o'clock getting pissed and half of them are all stoned the whole time. Especially Germans, they're always stoned, eh? And then when I got back to the Gold Coast, I skipped a part of the story actually. When I was in Canberra, I had no friends because it's Canberra, like no one lives there. It's a shithole.
Fair.
Except for the people that live there, you're all very lovely people. Unless you're a politician, then fuck you.
Fair.
But I had a friend of mine on the Gold Coast rang me and said, "I'll pay you $300 to get naked at a hen's party." For like the nude art stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, not a chance in the world. Like, I don't want anyone seeing my little willy. And so anyway, I did it. And it was awesome. Petrifying, getting naked for the first time in front of a bunch of strangers. Must do for everybody. You have to give it a crack. Just once. And so yeah, when I get back from the adventure trips and I'd be back on the Gold Coast, a bunch of my girlfriends that knew that I used to do this stripping, I guess, or nude art for these hens parties, when you've got a bus and you used to get your gear off. Would you drive us topless to the wineries? We're doing a hens party. So I started driving topless to these wineries and then putting my shirt back on and going into these wineries, and everyone seemed to enjoy it.
Nice.
So it was all under budget backpacker bus company. And then, after that, it just turned into these wine tours. I ditched the backpackers and
Sweet.
then my current wife, I guess, got commitment issues.
True.
Wife.
Baby mama.
She's obviously has a marketing company and said, you need to change the name of Budget Bus because it sounds shit. And then I came home from a tour one day and she went, look at this. And it was Tipsy Tours, and she had redone all the logos and branding and everything, and Tipsy Tours was born.
Sweet. So she came up with the name?
She did.
Nice.
Yeah, all credit to her.
Nice. It's a good name. Very, very good. Makes you know what's going to happen, because you do not come back sober at all.
No.
If you've ever been on one, it is...
It's not a wine tour. It's a tipsy tour.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you've driven a lot of them?
I drove... Since 2015, I started that, and I drove up until pretty much 2017 when Brant came on board.
Yep.
Might have been 16, actually. He came back from Europe, and then Brant, who was the first guy on board, he used to get topless with us. So... we ended up going from this little 12-seater bus to coaches, and him and I would draw straws to see who was getting naked in the back of the bus and who was going to drive the tour. unfortunately for me, he's a much better looking guy. He's got more hair. He's got an accent, so
He does.
sucks for me.
A strange one. I don't know whether it's English or what it is, but
He's born in New Zealand, but he sounds like a pom.
It does, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird mixture.
He's a bitzer.
He is.
Not
That
even
he
his
is.
parents like him.
Oh, that's not very nice. His brother's a better driver anyway.
Yeah, true. He's got shit hair, Ty.
But so now you've got 2017, you and Brant,
Yep.
and then you start to
I think he prefers being called Grant.
Grant.
Grant. Yeah, Grant.
Yeah, well, whatever his name is. But yes, then you start to expand. So where are you? Is this just pick up a bus and pick them up from where they are?
Yeah, it grew rapidly. Tipsy Tours grew very quickly from 2015 for a year and a half, 2 years until Brant came on board. It was just me, 1-2 tour a week.
Yeah,
that was pretty much it. And then Brant came on, it was 3-4 tours a week. And then from the minute Brant came on board till, let's say, COVID, it went from the two of us to 27 drivers. We had offices, Gold Coast, Brisbane, and the Sunshine Coast. We became the biggest tour company of its kind in Australia.
Nice.
We became the number one Google-reviewed tour company of its kind in the world.
Yes, lovely.
And then COVID hit, and then, that was expensive.
Yep. Bloody oath, because
That was very expensive.
Well, I didn't come on board till after COVID, but during COVID, you refunded everyone.
Yeah, I think it was the 23rd of March. Old Love said we're shutting. Actually, it was ScoMo. He went. We're all shutting down licensed venues, all that sort of stuff. Everyone stay at home. You're all going to die from the Chinese Kung Flu. I don't know if I'm allowed to say Chinese Kung Flu.
You can say whatever you want on here.
Oh fuck! All right.
No censorship.
The Chinese Kung Flu, it is. It's like Twitter now and Musk owns it. You just say what you want. I wonder if Trump will come back on Twitter now. I wonder if he'll let him back on.
There was a thing where they are talking about Trump coming back. They think they will let him, but I think like 30% more. I don't know how they rate it, but people have started using the N-word a lot more again. And
Wow.
Yeah, real
That's
sexist
naughty.
apparently.
Oh.
It's turned hectic real quick.
So
and he's only had it
you've
for
got
what,
shares
48
sell.
hours. Yeah, pretty much.
Far out. I think so. They shut us down, and then I turned my phone off because we had about 148 tours booked in at that time when they shut down, and I felt really sorry for everyone because we're not wine tour. Like, you're not a wine connoisseur that wants to do these. You're not a sommelier that's doing these tours. Like, it's Queensland Wines. It's a day session. It's a birthday. It's an engagement. Whatever the event is for your party, we take you to these places. We'll get you home safely. That's the whole point of it. Yeah. So all these people are like, their tours are cancelled and it's sad. But like, most of these girls are on a hen's party, so like their wedding's completely fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything's sort of turned upside down for these girls. So my phone did not stop ringing, and it was pretty stressful for me. I literally turned my phone off. I didn't answer any calls. I turned my phone off. I rang my business, my best mate, and who's a coach, like my life coach, I guess. How rude! I'm on a podcast and I've got my phone turned on.
Never stops.
That. I'm sorry, 934, your number. I'm going to send you a message saying to ring Alan. How rude of me! And turn that on silent. So turned my phone off, rang a couple of people, basically said, what do I do in this situation? And they're all business owners, and they sort of went, we got our own problems, deal with it yourself. No, they were really good. And then my wife now, Monique, at the time I spoke to her and said, what am I going to do? She owns a marketing company and production company. So Uneek Creative. We're actually in one of her studios.
If you're watching.
So her business was the opposite. She started getting phone calls almost day one saying, hey, we need to go online. We need video content. We need this. We need that.
Fuck.
So she ended up getting work from Spanish companies out of New York, in New Zealand, in Sydney, Melbourne. Jesus. She was getting work all over the place to try and get content as fast as they could. So everything was going online. Like all these people that were, doing motivational talking and filling out, bloody massive places or traveling around they couldn't do it anymore. A lot of education places, it sort of buggered them all up. So they all had to go online and have all this content. So Mom was filming heaps of stuff. So she was like, I don't have time for this. I'm too busy.
Yeah. Fuck.
Which was nuts. And she only had an office at home at that point. So she was flat stick. And then, I went, all right, well, fuck it. How long is this going to last for? I sort of went, it's only going to last 3 months, maybe. Because at that point, no one really knew what the hell it even was.
Yeah.
So I turned my phone back on. I rang everyone from closest tour to furthest away for 3 months and just spoke to every single one of them, just listened to their story. And there was so much tears from me and from everyone I was speaking to because, like I said, they're losing weddings. They got 50th birthdays. There was a 90th birthday I had to cancel. Like, that would have been epic. So we just refunded 100% of everyone's money, and I refunded $68,000 in 3 days and then didn't operate for 3 months. But we went from 200 and something Google reviews to about 500 Google reviews from people just saying like, this company's given us all their money back. And at that point, all the scumbags were ripping people off and keeping all their money. You know who you are, Virgin and Qantas.
True.
P&O, you scumbag.
Jetstar.
Yeah. So, everyone was just like really happy. And then skip forward when we could start doing tours again. We did this big marketing push again, thanks with Mon.
Yep.
She said there were so many people that were pissed off at all the other tour companies. You should just say, if someone ripped you off and didn't give back all your money, we will discount that off the price of our tour.
Jesus.
And we'd already been hemorrhaging money for 3 months. So what's another month going to be? So we did this big marketing push saying that if any tour company had taken your money, if you have proof, send it to us.
Yeah.
Book in a tour with us and we will discount that off the price of our tour. And we went from no tours on the books to the minute we could start opening up again. It just went absolute gangbusters and we were flat stick again. And it was awesome. It was all locals and the support from locals was awesome. So, we were pretty lucky. It hurt. We sort of only just recovered. Tipsy Tours has only sort of just recovered from that. It hurt.
Yeah, fuck, I can imagine. But in saying that, at least everyone got online and supported and this is what happened. Especially when you're looking at a lot of reviews at that time of companies like Qantas and all that, where they're just getting smashed, ripped apart.
Or old mate at the Burley Pav who said you need to be vaccinated. Did you see that?
Oh, no.
Oh, he went on Gold Coast News and said, you've got to, you've had enough time to get vaccinated, so it's your fault. You're not welcome to our venues if you're not vaccinated. Bad luck.
We hate Burley Pav.
So everyone just absolutely nailed him on social media. And
fun story about Burley Pav. So underneath, before it was Burley Pav, my mate Marcus, shout out to Marcus, he had he owns Nook, the coffee shop. Yeah. So they've been there for 12, 13 years in that same spot underneath where Burley Pav is now. And then they upped the rent by something stupid. He paid it, and then they upped it again, 6 months later, and it went fucking through the roof. Anyway, so he's then had to move, which luckily enough now he's across the road in the arcade there, so it's the same spot.
Yeah.
But they then put in their own coffee shop in that spot.
Oh.
So, yeah, they're because they told him, no, we don't want a coffee shop in this area. We want people to come upstairs. And then they just bang. Yeah, he's a fuckwit. Yeah. But anyway, so...
Good business idea. Yeah. It obviously worked. I hope everyone looks at that coffee shop and just goes across to Nook. And then
they do. They still go across to Nook. And he's got a littler shop now, and it's just... He doesn't even sell food, just your good protein balls. And, you see the cups everywhere. But
awesome.
All the MILFs in the morning go get their coffee on their walk.
Woo.
But, so COVID's happened, and then you've thought, fuck it, I'm going to start a distillery.
Yeah, so I nothing's censored, so I may as well say it. The Tambourine Mountain Distillery was a company that we used to do a little bit of business with, a lot of business with, and then they sold out well before COVID. The original owners, a crazy Russian lady and a crazy British man.
We have a big Russian audience too.
Woo!
Yeah,
there you go.
Strangely, Eastern Europe very big.
They're epic. Your alcohol is something else, eh? Everything you make is good. My mum had a my mum used to teach English. Total
Yeah.
segues.
Yeah.
But it's about Russian. And Veronica Kononova, if you're watching this, reach out. No, don't. I'm a married man now. My mum had this student. She used to teach English, and we'd have these students all the time stay at our place. And I was pretty young, and she was my age, and she was crazy. She was so hot. Like, if I was, I don't know how to say this politely. I don't think Monique will watch or listen to this.
We'll clip
She
this
was
part.
so hot. Like, she was so hot, and she was all about whatever you wanted. And
right.
yeah, if only
It's a
I
good-
was a good Christian boy though back then.
Oh, no.
So I was petrified of this devil woman
Ooh,
with massive breasts.
nice.
Who was the sexiest thing I've ever seen at that point in time.
It's a good Russian woman.
And yeah, she was from Vladivostok.
I have no idea where that is.
It's in Russia, I guess.
Somewhere in Russia.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, she was very, very attractive. I'll never forget her. My mum was freaking out. She was like, "You can't. She's one of my students. I'm not doing nothing. She's all over me."
How old were you?
Oh, probably 15.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a prime.
I know. Waste. Bloody church. It does terrible things to you. It made me never. I could have hooked up with her, and I never did. Never did nothing. I was petrified.
What
She was
could
all
have
about
been?
it. Ah,
What could have been?
I know. Monique wouldn't have even been on the scene.
True, you could have been in Russia.
I could have. I've been helping take back Ukraine.
Boom.
I forgot what we were talking about. Oh yeah, the
Tambourine.
TMB. So yeah, they basically did the opposite of what we tried to do, or Tipsy Tours did with the during COVID, and that was obviously supporting locals. And they pretty much went, these new owners, they bought out. It wasn't the Russian and the British guy. They were awesome people. They made all their own alcohol. Blah 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 blah. They sold out to I think she's a Chinese lady who used to do real estate on the Gold Coast. She bought it out.
Yeah.
And they moved from the old place to this new place. They fitted it all out. And instead of producing ethanol, they started buying it all from Inner Circle Distilling, and then just flavouring other people's ethanol, which most distilleries do, which is fine. That's what they do. But most distilleries are nice people. This he's just a fuckwit.
Yeah.
He's a manager. He reckons he's top shit. He knows absolutely nothing about alcohol and distilling. And he's just a jerk. But anyway, he basically said we're halving our tastings and doubling our price.
Oh, Jesus.
And everyone's stuck in Queensland, so this is what we're sort of doing. And a lot of businesses increase their price slightly, but it was the way he went about it and just didn't sit well with me. So yeah, I went, we're not going to do business with you anymore. We'd already had a couple of other issues, like I know people drinking alcohol at his distillery, which he didn't like. Because he's just a strange character, a very strange character, old as well. So
yeah.
No fun. Tambourine mountaineer his whole life.
Standard.
Just bit of a coup.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went home and went, well, I'm not doing business there. Castle Glen is another distillery up there. There's another little place at the bottom of Tambourine that distills stuff, and sort of reached out to all them. Wasn't really the vibe of Tipsy Tours.
Yeah.
I was halfway through a advanced master distiller's degree, which no one knew about, which was funny because, a lot of places didn't know that. I also did a wine or a Salaman course and a brewmaster as well, which is beer and wine, but that's shit. No one likes beer and wine.
Nah.
If you make a mistake with beer, you just call it a lager and everyone drinks it. Add flavouring to it and call it something else. But yeah, so I went home, spoke to Mon, and said to her, like, I think I'm going to start a distillery. And she went, are you serious? Like, why would you do that? All the venues are shut. And like every good wife, she gave me a pat on the head and said, all right, I'll stand beside you and
Let's do it.
let's go, yeah. So started the process of getting licenses, finished my advanced master distillers. I finished it real quick. It was a correspondence thing at that time because of COVID still, so that made it really easy. I could do it at my own pace. Smashed it out in 3 months. I finished it all off. Got my advanced master distillers, which made it really easy to get approved with a artisanal liquor license, and then found this venue. So it was just an empty warehouse, and started producing a shitload of ethanol, started aging all whiskies and bourbons and rums. Still haven't been able to actually sell a whiskey, bourbon, or rum because it's still you know, like a bourbon's got to be 2 years aged and whiskey's 3. So we're March next year will be my first bourbon that I can release. But we do like a heap of different liqueurs and make all our own tinctures and everything. So I'm basically an alcoholic and have a hidden venue that I can drink at by myself legally. That's pretty much what it is. But then, yeah, we brought a few of the Tipsy Tour groups through about a year ago now to the distillery. We specialise in heaps of cocktails and whatnot. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. We brought a few of the groups in and they loved it. So now it's like the go-to stop on tours.
Most definitely.
We don't like telling people that it's ours because then they're like, oh, you got the fucking monopoly.
Yeah,
and like,
exactly.
No, it's just we're actually a good venue.
Yeah.
It's good fun. It's a place to finish with loud music and you can do whatever you want within reason of liquor and gaming. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So started the distillery and
Taken off.
Online shop. It hasn't taken off as well as I thought. I know nothing about online.
Yeah.
I don't look young, but I'm like I'm 31 and I should be better at social media.
Yeah.
But I'm not very good at it.
Well,
so
luckily your wife is
that's
her company.
Right. So she's done all the online website, which I think most companies would have already had an online store and been selling stuff. I've only just got around to doing that. So
that's right.
Yeah, we're getting there. And now I'm trying to run it and I really don't know what I'm doing because she's so busy with work that I'm like, oh, I can do this. And I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's just so much stuff that makes no sense to me.
Well, yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's just a whole nother world. But how do you go selling alcohol online? Do you need like special license? Or do you have to check IDs? Like it's
a great question. I don't know either.
I don't quite, I'm
going to fail forwards until I get a fine.
Well,
I'm just going to keep going until someone comes and knocks on my door and says you're in trouble.
You have to enter in your date of birth.
Yeah, the website, you got to say this. And you got to pay on a credit card.
Yeah,
so
true.
Mind you, you could steal your parents' credit card.
Yeah, well.
Like, how am I supposed to know? And that's the thing is, I really don't know.
Yeah.
Probably I shouldn't admit that with being the owner of the license, but
no.
I don't know. Like,
a team behind you.
You know, if you flog someone's credit card and bought it online and use their name and everything and then waited for the box to arrive, I don't know. Oh. Don't do that if you're underage. Definitely don't do that because I don't know if I'll be in trouble or not.
Well, yeah. All right, so you've got you got Tipsy Tours. You've now opened up Winchester.
Yep.
How'd you come up with the name Winchester?
Shaun of the Dead.
There you go.
Shaun of the Dead. So if you haven't seen it, it's a piss take of Dawn of the Dead, a zombie apocalypse movie. And it's appropriate because of the middle of COVID when we sort of opened it all up.
Fair.
We had a few family issues going on at the time as well. So we were looking after one of my nephews who was a 15-year-old. That's interesting itself. He came up from Melbourne in COVID, and I had to quarantine with him for 2 weeks because he was a minor. It was a domestic violence thing, which wasn't good. But we got him out. We brought him up here. Got him in, and we were looking after him for a while. And then so we had that issue and some other things going on. Had some issues with Monique's family. They got medical problems as well with her side of the family and my side of the family and blah, 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 blah. So the whole point of the Winchester was in this piss take movie, they talk about like the zombies are coming and they don't know what they're going to do. And they come up with this plan, these two guys, and they're going to go and kill the father-in-law. They're going to go get the girlfriend who hates the bloke anyway. And like they just broke up. He's going to get the girlfriend. He's going to get his mum, and they've got to go somewhere safe. And they come up with all these places they could go. And the final plan is that they're going to go to the Winchester, which is their local pub, where they can have a cold pint and wait for all the shit to blow over. So this was our place to come and wait for all the shit to blow over. The Winchester, while the zombie apocalypse of COVID was happening. So yeah,
it is a cool venue.
It is a pretty cool spot.
It's fucking real cool.
We'll talk about it and you'll be like, oh, we want to come. You can't. You will never find it.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you not put up an address?
Because then people will come here and... I don't know. No, staffing's a big problem at the moment. We got... I've been reaching out trying to find staff.
Because they're all pregnant.
They keep falling pregnant. Yeah. Yep. And I'm not even sure if they're all mine. I know one of them is. That's Aaron's. No, I'm only kidding. No, it's Monique's. Maybe
you need to do a sex ed course before they start.
Maybe. They're very sexual people that work for Tipsy Tours, aren't they?
Yeah, very.
And the Winchester. Jesus.
Yeah, very.
Maybe we need to bring back Harold, the little giraffe in the van, and
Park out in front on your way in. Induction. Read this.
Oh shit.
How?
Yeah, so I'm just struggling to find staff.
Yeah.
So I'm once I find staff, the plan is we'll open up on a Friday arvo until like 7 o'clock because we're obviously surrounded by all the industrial warehouses and whatnot, and there'll be a bunch of people that want to come and have drinks after work on a Friday, and then we'll open for Tipsy Tours, and we're doing a bit of business with another tour company as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Scandalous.
A rival company?
I wouldn't say rival. They do a lot of brewery and distillery tours, and I met the owners, and they're all right.
Not the one named after a fruit?
Nah.
Or whatever it is, fruit, vegetable, whatever they are.
Yeah, funny, eh? The last email I sent to him, I was like, here's the detail of my lawyer. Like, just fuck off. I don't have time for this. Like, we're not in high school, you fuck with.
Yeah,
we own
fuck
companies, you idiot. Like, there's so much business. And, yeah, he's done himself out of a lot of work because we just stopped sending work to him now. We used to say, yes. Anyway, no, it's definitely not them.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. Friday, we'll have tours. Friday afternoon, we'll have a bunch of the people that know about who we are and whatnot, and then come here, have drinks before they go out to dinner or go home, and drive home safely, obviously, if they're driving. And then, Saturday will be tours, private parties, and then Sunday tours again. It just means that we don't have to, we're not saying, we're open till midnight, and then
exactly.
it pisses down with rain and no one rocks up because they're all at home.
And then you're still here till midnight.
Yeah, that's it. So...
Fuck that.
And staff. Once we get staff, that's the plan. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll open up, and then...
And hospitality sucks.
Yeah.
You don't want to be here when it's quiet.
And I don't, when I work behind the bar now, making cocktails and whatnot, I don't think I'm allowed to drink. So it sucks.
Yeah,
I
probably
hate
not.
working because you can't drink.
Yeah.
I want to sit on this side of the bar, not that side, and work. I want to sit on this side and have a few drinks.
Yeah, well...
And you can't do that.
If you're from the Gold Coast, apply.
Yeah. Even if you don't know what you're doing, liquor licenses. I mean, a responsible service is easy to get.
Yeah, exactly. It's all online now anyway.
Yeah.
It's fucking dodgy. It's so dodgy.
It doesn't make a responsible service thing. I've never been in hospitality, by the way. I've never been in hospitality.
This is your first
before
hospitality?
This. Yeah. The first
Jesus.
time I've ever served someone a drink was at my own distillery.
Jesus Christ.
Because when you have a tour company as a tour driver, you don't need an RSA to serve people. You can serve them two standard, like a hairdresser. You go to a barber or a hairdresser, and they can serve you a drink without a liquor license or an RSA, right?
I've never even thought of that.
Yeah, so they
True.
can. So as a tour operator, you can serve everyone. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's two standard drinks for every person per hour or something.
Yeah, right.
Maybe it's one standard. Whatever it is, you can serve them drinks. So you're doing a wine tasting. You go into every venue every hour.
Yeah, you can.
And it's tasting, so you can serve them the tastings.
Interesting.
Yeah, so got an RSA, got an RMLV, got the distillery, and the first drink I ever served as a hospitality worker was at my own place. And
Fuck, how good's that?
it's
That's good though.
it's a weird. Everyone complains about it. Well, here's a bit different though. It's fun. Like I'm not working until 2 o'clock in the morning, but I will say one thing: the RSA course, they're like if some bloke walks up staggering and he's slurring his words and he asks for a drink, give him a water. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I've been that person on the other side of the bar. And when people refuse you, it just makes you angry because you're drunk.
Yeah.
It's not that you're a jerk, and you're like, oh come on, just serve me a drink. So you go back to your mates and they would just go get you a drink, right?
Yeah.
But it would be easier to just like not charge them and give them a 0 beer or something. Yep. Because then they're not going to lose their shit at you. And you got like, you can get an RSA at 16. Imagine a 16-year-old. Imagine you walking up to a bar and give me a fucking drink. You just, not that you're angry or anything, but if you're drunk and you're having a, say Melbourne Cup, that's tomorrow. Oh, well, it was 3 days ago whenever this comes out. But
yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. And like if you're getting on it with your mates and you're at the races and then, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's still another 2 races to go or whatever. And someone says, no, you're cut off. You're not going to be happy about that. So you may as well just, look, go pour them a 0. Don't tell them, oh, look, mate, have this one. It's on us. Let them have their drink. They'll come back in an hour or half an hour and have another one. They don't know the difference. That's what the rule should be. Not
Well, yeah.
bloody tell them no and have a water because that's just going to get them grumpy.
In saying that, I used to love telling people no.
Yeah, but look at the size of you. Look at me.
No,
I'm
fuck
62
off.
kilos.
Especially on Melbourne Cup
scared.
Day. Melbourne Cup Day was always a good one. Or Anzac Day or any of them. Like race day, Saturdays were the best.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, oh, there's still like 1 or 2 races left. And I'm like, I don't care, get out. Fuck off. Go watch it somewhere else. Like, just go. Or they'd send their mates and you'd be like, all right, you try to buy them and just kick the whole group out. It's like, all of you just go.
See, I'm petrified.
I used to love that. That was the best.
If someone told me to get out your size, I'd be like, no. And you'd be like, get out. I'm like, okay.
Bye. But fuck.
I'm the size of one of your thighs.
Literally.
Yeah.
Nah, hospitality sucks. It's a bad industry.
Yeah.
This, like, Winchester and Distillery is probably a lot different to
It's well hidden.
working in the fucking dingy pub that I used to work in.
Yeah.
But I'd always pick the worst ones. Like, I could happily work at one where I've got 20 security guards with me, but I choose the one where the boss is too stingy to put on a security guard and you got
then they'd just
3
get
females and yeah, exactly. Oh, Kyle, you'll be right. You'll deal with it. Yeah, sweet. 20 dudes, let's go. Fuck.
Oh,
But,
Jesus.
Yeah. So with all the tours and that, I'm sure you got a few crazy stories.
Yeah.
Any that you can share?
Well, I used to, when the festivals are on down at Byron, I used to take a bus down there
Nice.
and I'd sleep in my bus, in the back seat of the bus, and I'd drive like festival transfers.
Nice.
So there was some pretty crazy shit that happened there. Like I've seen, because you're picking people up in the morning, they're about to get in, trying to sneak into a festival, or get into a festival.
Yep.
And that rear vision mirror, I swear to God, it could sue so many people for just the weird sexual harassment stuff that it's seen.
Yep.
I've watched people hide drugs in places.
Nice.
I didn't know you could hide drugs there. and I didn't know you could hide that much drugs in those places either. Girls and guys.
Yeah,
I've
nice.
seen hidden things and hidden places and nooks and crannies. Yeah. I was driving and I looked in the rear vision mirror to, it was Blues Fest, which I thought was a family play.
Just a chill time.
And I picked up, it was, I don't know, probably 18 people from this Airbnb. And I picked them up a couple of days because that's a 5-day festival, and this would have been the Saturday. So I think it's Thursday, Friday, and this was a Saturday. So, yeah, picked them up, got them in the back. I looked in the rear vision mirror. I thought there was a girl dead in one of the seats. So I pulled up and I turned around. I was like, "Your friend, is she all right? Like, this isn't good." And she, out of this comatose state, just sort of looked at me and went, "I'm fine, but I need to get out." And I opened up the door. And this is right at the end of the main road at Byron Bay. And I opened up the door and she got out and her girlfriend grabbed her and like pushed her out onto the road, out onto the side of the road there on the grass. And there is a picture on my phone somewhere of this because one of their mates was filming it. And I was like, that is fucked up. Can you send it to me? But her girlfriend that was not the comatose one grabbed this girl by the back of the head and grabbed her 2 fingers and rammed her fingers into her throat to make her throw up.
Jesus.
And I've got this picture of this girl like grabbing her hair and pulling her head back, and it's like this, and she's so aggressive, and that's the picture. It's just that. And
Hectic.
I watched her ram her fingers like this, like 4 or 5 times into her throat, and she was throwing up everywhere. And then she got back onto the bus, and her friends, I think they were giving her Panadol in capsule form. I think it was 2 Panadol that they gave her. And then they assisted her in doing a train wreck, which I found out that day what it was. So it was 2 pills in the mouth, 1 pill in the bum.
An assisted train wreck. How
Meats
good.
in the middle. And yeah, so that was an eye-opener.
I have assisted one bloke in doing a train wreck before. Shout out to Becca.
So that was interesting, that one. But Tipsy Tour wise, there's just so much nudity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nudity on Tipsy Tours, which is great. Good on people. Feel comfortable in your skin. I believe that there was a Gold Coast community group that got grumpy at some van that was mooning their son. And it was like her rant. Karen had written like, you know, thank you to the bus on Brisbane Road or whatever that, with the girls that were putting their ass against the back window, my 12-year-old son was in the passenger seat and he was disgusted and I'm really angry about it. And all these comments.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, all these comments were like, oh, I wouldn't be surprised if your water bill goes up this week and all these funny things. So it was pretty good.
Yeah. You do see a lot of titties, a lot of butts, a lot of dicks.
Yeah.
A lot of dicks.
Actually, I was sent a video that never went up on socials because we probably would have been blocked for it. But it was a bloke bending over in front of the bus and he had the typical W on both of his cheeks.
Fuck, you know.
And you've seen that before, but he did the whole proper spread the cheeks apart. So it said, wow. And that was an interesting video to be sent. I'm like, pull my phone out, flat out, looked at it. I was like, oh wow.
Sweet.
But it's good. We've had one real bad one. Like Tipsy Tours, everyone drinks and it's fun. A lot of people don't drink wine too often, so it can be a bit messy. I've done my own Tipsy Tour before, and I've been pretty messy because I'm not a big wine drinker, and it knocks you, especially when it's really hot.
Yeah,
like the last few days it's been hot, so this weekend it knocks you around a bit more than normal. But we had this one group, and they were animals, hey. They weren't even humans. They were fucked. My driver rang me almost in tears, and I just said to him, tell them you're leaving, and they got 5 minutes to get back on the bus. And if they don't get on the bus, just leave. He rang me, or he sent me a voice message, and he said, everyone's on the bus. I'm just leaving now. I'm going to drop them home. And he was at Mason Winery up at Tambourine and had to drive back to Brisbane to drop them off into the valley where they were living in an apartment. And they were all here on like 457 visas. Working visas. And they were Scousers.
Yep.
Apart from one who was an Aussie chick. And she was off her head. Like she had passed out on the bus, but it was $7,500 damage to the bus. They tried to catch one of the seats on fire. They were pissing on the back seat. They poured a bottle of red wine over this girl who's passed out on the seats.
What? And
I said to my driver, I said, just drive them home, direct home. Don't stop. Just drive.
Yeah, fuck.
If it gets weird or dangerous, just pull up at the nearest cop shop and just say, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And he rang me and he's like, the bus is a mess. And I said, just drop it to my house. I'll clean it. And it was out.
I'll clean it.
It was out for a week. I had like 2 face masks on. I had the gloves up to here. It looked like I was trying to artificially inseminate a cow.
Hectic.
Yeah, I had a gurney. I pulled all the seats out and I gurneyed the inside of one of these buses. That was one of my buses.
Yeah.
So I was feeling about that.
Probably better than a rental.
A rental would have sucked, but if it's that much damage, you just go, there's your insurance excess.
Yeah, true.
But not that because they wouldn't have wanted to do business with this anymore, but it was pretty shit. I was up until early hours of the morning. Cleaning this bus out, and all the neighbours kept coming over and like knocking on the door because all the whole back of the van was open. They
thought you killed someone in this van.
Yeah, pretty much. I had all the seats out on the driveway. I sprayed them all with engine degreaser and fabric softener and gurneyed them all and left them out in the sun for a week. The door of the van, all the car doors were open and just left it open for a week. And everyone kept coming going, your van doors are open. I'm like, yeah, I know, don't go in there. Like,
if you want to steal it, take it.
Yeah. But that was the worst.
Hectic.
People drink and everyone's having fun. That's animalistic. Like that was bad.
Yeah, that's next level.
Yeah. We've never had anything even come anywhere close to that. Like people get drunk. Yeah. People are sick. I'm far out. I vomit when I drink.
Yeah.
But they usually are a little bit more respectful about it or have a little bit more class. But like.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's next level though.
It was bad.
Hectic.
It was bad.
Fuck. People rooting on the bus.
Yeah, apparently one of my drivers.
Yeah. So I've heard.
I put a thing on Instagram and I said, no, I think I would. The response was, has anyone had sex on tour or on the bus? And I was like, my response was no. Like I would have not been told about that.
Yeah.
Like I would have known. So I don't think it's happened. And then as soon as I responded to that, I had 2 people reach out. Like I have had sex on your bus, and then another person who was a driver was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen someone have sex on the bus, and I'm pretty sure I've had sex on the bus.
Pretty sure I've had sex on the bus.
Yeah, I went, oh, Jesus.
think you'd know if you did.
Yeah, I should have charged extra for those tours.
Should be like blacked out windows.
Yeah.
This is why you don't have Tipsy Tours on the side of them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I used to have one of the buses with Tipsy on the side of it, and I was driving it. I had no one on the bus, and I was driving up to Brisbane to pick people up, to take them to like the cricket or something.
Yeah.
And I got a phone call, and I answered it, and Tipsy Tours, you're speaking with Coden, and they go, oh, we're behind one of your buses. I'm in the slow lane doing 100.
Yeah.
Like, these buses don't go fast. They're all limited as well. And they go, I passed one of your buses, and they've cut me off, and rah, rah, rah. I said, where are they? I was passing the Hyperdome at the time. And they went, we're just passing Logan near the Hyperdome. Rah, rah. It's like, oh, okay, I know who's driving that. Like, I'll ring them and speak to them. I hung up because I've had drivers say, because I get calls, and I'm like, hey, someone rang because you cut them off, or you're speeding, or this or that. And then that was the first time I've ever got a call where I was the one driving. And I was like, because my driver's going, I never did it. I never did it. And you give them the benefit of the doubt and you say, look, just be more cautious. Yeah. But then the first time that happened to me, I was like, fuck off.
Shit,
what's the point? Like, come on, are you serious?
People just love to complain.
Wrong. So, the next week, fucking all the stickers come off. No phone number, no buses. Yeah. Never had a call since. Turns out my drivers aren't doing the wrong things after all.
Speeding tickets only.
Got to find. My parents have a car that I have.
Yeah.
My mum got done by one of those not wearing a seatbelt things. Oh. And Dad got a speeding fine. and then not even 2 weeks later, he rang me. He's like, I need the insurance details. I crashed it. I was like, are you kidding me? So in a month, a fine for not wearing a seatbelt was like $1,000 or something. Speeding fine, and then crashed and wrecked the back bar. He reversed into like a pole.
Shit.
Mind you, a week later, he had a massive heart attack. So he's got a good excuse. Maybe he wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, maybe. Fuck yeah, that's not good. Have any of the drivers crashed the bus?
Yes.
Jason last week.
Jason, yeah. That was City of Gold Coast fault, though.
True.
I felt sorry for him. It was through roadworks, and there was a water barrier, and there was a big metal thing sticking out about 20 centimetres from the water barrier into the lane. Yeah, right. And that's what he had caught. So hopefully he doesn't listen to this, because then he'll think that I've got sympathy for him. No, he's still Crash Bandicoot. $4,800 worth of damage. That was a big bus. Yeah. So it's not that much when you think about it. Like $4,800 isn't much. That was a door glass that had to be replaced, and a fuel lip. But that was the beginning of the tour, and the bus was fine. Like, it was drivable. It was just all cosmetic damages. But yeah, it was sticking out. It's like the one of those things where they attach another water barrier to it, but it was sticking out into the lane rather than out. So that's what he'd caught, which is bugger. The best one was Andy.
Andrea.
Because, Andrea. Because I'm pretty sure she rolled into a warning, danger, don't hit this pole sign. So that's pretty funny. That was at a servo. I think it was maybe it was one of those there's electrical wires or something underneath, but it was just a little pole and just hit that. I don't think it was really much damage. It was just like a front bar, so that wasn't too bad. And then we had a driver at a servo pull out from the Bowser and clip the front of a car, and it was all on the BP servo thing. We subpoena the footage and whatnot. Usually there's your excess, sweet. Yeah. But this bloke was claiming that the amount of damage it was, we'd ruined his rear diff, we had ruined his wheel alignment, everything. It barely clipped the bar, and the photos. So it had taken a bit of our paint off, and when you sort of gave his car a bit of a scratch, our paint came off his bumper. It really wasn't much damage. Yeah, nothing. I'd buy him a new bumper. It's $700 and to get painted or whatever and fitted. And that's what I was expecting. But he was full blown trying to make this car a full write-off. Mind you, the car was barely worth fucking $700.
Oh, fuck you know.
And this went on for 2 months, and we just handed it over because we sort of went, well, we're gonna pay for a bar, man.
Take it.
You want we're paying your excess. And then he wanted to claim that we had wrecked his rims on the whole right side of his car and everything. And we ended up not even having to pay anything because he wanted to take us to court. And our lawyers just dealt with it. And once we got the footage, because then we subpoenaed the footage and could see that we'd barely clipped the front of his car. And he's claiming that we've ruined his rear tyres and done all this damage. So because it was all false insurance claims that he was putting through, he got done and his insurance didn't even cover him.
Oh,
So
how bad is that?
Serves you right, you scumbag.
Yeah, fuck that.
I won't tell you what country he was from.
We can
Have a
imagine.
guess. One guess.
India.
Oh, nailed it. I thought that's great. Oh, that's funny as. Yep. Anyway.
All right then. So, future
That
plans?
I'd like to sleep at some point.
Go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always working.
Yeah.
Day off. Holiday due soon, surely.
No. I've got a baby due.
Yeah.
I've got a baby due in a couple of months.
So no holidays
yeah.
for
People
18
keep
years.
going. Yeah. A little girl too, so 21 years.
Oh, Jesus.
People keep going, oh, your first child. So everyone keeps saying, oh, you're going to be exhausted. I already am.
Yeah. Can't
I'm
get any
looking forward
worse.
to having a couple of days off.
Yeah.
You know, waking up every 2 hours, sweet. At least it means I'm asleep.
Yeah, true.
We did a party here. We didn't leave here until 1 o'clock on Saturday, and then there was a girl that was helping me, and I sent her a message because she lives a fair way away. And I just sent her a message when I got home, just saying, "Hey, I hope you got home all right." And that was at like 1:30 almost by the time I showered and got in bed, and you try and listen to fucking techno music all night or whatever they're listening to, and you're wide and trying to relax. And then just my body clock woke me up. I was up at like 5:10 and sent her a message saying this is way too early to wake up. So like 4 hours sleep, and then I had to do it all again on Sunday. And then but no, I'm really looking forward to it. What's next? The online store. We're talking about that with the distillery. So hopefully that kicks off. Wouldn't mind getting a couple of venues on board and supplying to them. So that'll be cool. It's a different product and it's hard. We got a couple of venues at the moment. We've got a mining company as well. We do all customized labels for this mining firm, and
Sweet.
they buy 100 bottles and we put all their own customized labels on it. They give it to their good clients. They give it to good staff. They have them all on a massive wall in one of their offices and have them all on display with their mining firm company. So that's pretty cool.
Fuck yeah.
So that's probably the type of thing we're going to try and do, is maybe reach out to like real estate companies and say we can do all these customized bottles. Yeah. Because they're buying like shit bottles of champagne that everyone puts in their cupboard, no one drinks it. They pop it,
like
half
when you
of it
buy
goes
a
out.
house.
Where you got bloody customized distilled beverages. It's it's better and you can customize it. We don't give a shit about our name. It's the product. Like I don't care if it says Winchester or Chester's Liqueurs on it.
Yeah.
We're happy to put on whatever. So we'll probably smash out the online store. Try and get some sales up just to build confidence on that. Might spend a bit of money on some, well, not spend money on marketing because obviously my partner owns a marketing firm. So we'll run some pretty cool little promos, and coming up to Christmas as well, we'll try and smash some stuff through the online store. And then I don't know what's next. I really want to
Bigger venue?
I want to start a TV show.
Show?
Yeah. But Monique's not keen. She doesn't want to use her resources to
What happens in the distillery? Or
Sort
of the
of.
tours?
almost going back to the original backpacker trips.
Oh, no.
You imagine Who Dares Wins, Getaway, and Geordie Shore.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So we're going to fill a double-decker bus or one of those slinky buses.
Yep.
Say we got 10 blokes, 10 guys, 10 girls, or 10 people and 10 other people. I want to be, 20 gender-neutral people on a bus. And basically just feed them alcohol, take them around Australia,
Nice.
and they get evicted along the way. Like proper, like,
Gotta get
you're the
home from
weakest
there.
link, get out. Like chuck them off the bus and throw their bags off and you're out. But Getaway as in, so Who Dares Wins is like you'd give them a challenge. So it's, you might take them out to the middle of nowhere and take them gold fossicking.
Yeah.
It's like the person who collects the least amount of gold over 2 days, you're off the bus. Like
Yep.
you kicked off and you
Get
dump
home
them in
from
the
here.
middle of fucking Weeper. Wherever, I don't know where gold mining is.
Yeah.
Mount
Bathurst.
Isa, is it?
Bathurst?
Bathurst? There you go. Somewhere out there.
Mount Panorama?
Yeah. And take them out to Winton and Longreach and get them to work on like a farm.
Oh, Jesus
and,
Christ.
get them to, they've got to muster a cow or ride a bull or something. I don't know. They've got to do all these things, and the worst at it gets voted off
Yeah.
or gets kicked off, and take them to Adelaide and great white shark diving and stuff. So you're promoting these local companies and farms and all this sort of
tourism
stuff. So that's the getaway part of it, and then Geordie Shore or Big Brother, whatever you want to call it. They're all sleeping in this double-decker bus. So half the bus is decked out as sleeping quarters. The other half is a bus. And we travel around Australia and, eventually there's a winner and you get X amount of dollars or whatever it is. And
I like that's pretty cool idea. Epic. That's a good idea.
It probably wouldn't be popular in Australia, but I feel like the UK and America would love something like that.
Pommies or mix it up.
Yeah.
Bit of this, bit of that.
It'd be epic. I reckon it would be epic.
Some Love Island type stuff.
She said, "Don't be stupid." I met a couple of her friends that film like Hollywood movies, and I was like, "Look, Monique, of course I did." And she's going, "Oh, you're so embarrassing." I reckon it's gold.
That's cool.
Someone's going to steal that idea now. If you do, it's sweet, but I just want a little bit of money out of it.
Probably the Russians.
Oh yeah, they got some coin. Putin, if you're listening, I'm in.
Fuck, how good. That'd be cool.
Yeah. But I don't think it's going to happen, but that'd be nice.
Still be all right.
Yeah.
But bigger venue, or are you happy?
I'll probably always keep this as a tasting venue and a private function. Because you know what it's about. You can't really get here. So it's very secluded. It's very private. Like when the maths crew were here, they couldn't, no one could find them. I think we had one paparazzi take a couple of pictures, which I think was encouraged by them. Because we were like, we'll just lock the doors down and they won't see you. And they're like, no, it's fine. So,
no, we want our 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
Again.
We make one of the drinks was inspired by Casey Stoner when he was here having a few drinks. So, to have him and his wife and his kids and stuff here and have a drink with him, like to sit across the table with someone who's the best in the world at something
Second best.
Fuck off.
Second best Australian.
He won twice, man.
Yeah, but Mick do it. When you have...
I'm just saying any stories about Mick doing it.
When you have a ride named after you, then you're the best.
All right.
I don't know. I don't really watch the GP.
That's it. I'm done.
I don't really watch the GP, so
he
as long as he's a good dude.
He is.
Which he seems
really
like
nice
he is,
dude. Yeah. And we make the passion fruit gin with him. He was
he's the passion fruit one.
He's the passion fruit gin. He was here drinking one of our passion fruit drinks, and I was cutting all my gins. I'd just run a gin thing, and I was explaining to him how the process works because he loves his gin. And he said he was drinking this passion fruit drink, and he went, "Man, you should do a passion fruit gin." So I said, "Yeah, I'll give it a crack." And skip forward 8 months, I sent him a message and said, "Man, I've done it." And he sent me back a message, which was him at the Brisbane International Airport about to fly to Spain for Valentino Rossi's last race. And he said, "Screw you, man. Like, I'm just flying out now. I won't be back for weeks." He said, "I won't be back for 8 weeks or 6 weeks or something." And he said, "But in 6 weeks and a day, I'll be there and pick it up." But then he's been flat stick since he came back from that. And his wife came and picked up a heap of stuff the other day. And so, it's cool to have, like, if this place was open to the public, there's no way he would sit here and have a drink with me and have a laugh, and I wouldn't be able to show him what I do. So this place will always just stay that way, a small, intimate, cool little spot. And then maybe a bigger venue. I'd like to open a big venue, like a really big venue. Yeah. And it would be Great Gatsby versus My Ideas on Acid.
Nice.
I think that's all I can really say. I've got some weird, kooky ideas. I want this venue to be shut every night by a 90-year-old naked man walking through it and then looking around, like all the music and everything, it turns off, and he just goes, "What the fuck are all these people doing in my lounge room?" And then just walks off again.
Nice.
And just, that's it. And then everyone just gets kicked out. Just, all right, everyone fuck off.
Sweet. How good.
So
fuck yeah.
Something real weird and trippy. I'd love a weird venue. I want sober people to wake up the next morning at that venue and be like, "What the fuck? What happened last night? What was that place?"
That's good.
So,
fuck yeah.
Yeah. That's probably
awesome.
Probably about it. More staff would be nice.
Yeah. So if you're from the Gold Coast,
Yeah, or anywhere, and you want to move to the Gold Coast.
come down. Message Coden. Alrighty, sweet as. Well, if you don't know, follow Winchester Distillery, Tipsy Tours,
Tipsy Tours is nuts.
Uneek Creative.
Yeah.
Follow those three. We'll tag them all. But awesome. Thank you very much, Coden. Thank you for coming. We'll speak to you soon.
Sounds good. We almost missed.
We missed something.
We almost missed something. I read the brief that he sent me 2 weeks ago that he said about 1 minute ago.
Literally. So, quick backstory. Coden used to be a stripper.
There we go. This wasn't me, though. So one of the things was my craziest stripper moment.
Yeah.
Were you wanting to hear mine or like me watching a stripper? Because
Either.
My one is just if you're married and you're over the age of 50, married.
Yep.
Whether you're a mother or a grandmother, you are the ones you have to watch for.
Yep.
Like they need to watch that milkshake consent video that the government tried to release years ago that failed miserably because they have no concept of consent. Blokes at a bucks party, a stripper will rock up and the rules are like, you can't touch me, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, otherwise I take your money and I'm out.
Yeah.
So like you even look at them funny, you're like, oh no, I'm scared because you're petrified. You think they're going to leave and you don't want to ruin the day. And you're also petrified you're going to be bloody arrested or fined or, end up in court over something that you didn't even do. So blokes with strippers, most of the time, majority of the time, are pretty scared to do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Where females with male strippers, like I'm never going to say, oh, she grabbed me.
Yeah, exactly.
But man, I was petrified half the time because you were getting grabbed and whatnot. So yeah, that's no good. But I was at a Bucks party and this chick rocked up and they put a blind. I've got a weak stomach. Let me start with that. I've got a very weak stomach. Oh, here we go. So this stripper's rocked up. She was doing this show. It was pretty nuts. Like there was fire, there was hair pulling, there was shaving of other people and her. And then they got the buck. There was two chicks. One of them was real crazy. The other one put a blindfold on this bloke, on my mate, and got him on all fours and was spanking him, riding him, again doing the shaving cream, catch him on fire stuff. And then the other girl had consumed a bottle of chocolate milk, not inside her mouth either. She didn't drink the chocolate milk. She put it inside her vagina. And the whole thing was up there. I don't know, they 330 mil or something. The whole thing was up there. She got in doggy position. The other girl got this guy and moved him right up.
Oh,
so
no.
She was here. His face was here. Her pussy was right there. Unblindfolded him and went boom and squirted this chocolate milk at him. Like I said, I started this with I've got a weak stomach. So instantly I was dry reaching, took off to the bathroom. I was vomiting because, oh man, it was one of the most horrific things I've ever seen in my life. It's funny now, but at the time I was so sick. I was not expecting that. And neither was he. Because the blindfold's come off and he went, oh, and just went boom, just chalky milk.
That's fucking next level.
Yeah.
That's good though.
That was bad. Yeah.
That's so good. See, I'm always the guy that eats a lollipop. And if I could pull it out, I'm like, yeah, give it here.
Oh, God. Every time someone says lollipop, I just think of that song Candy Shop. And then it makes me think of that real shit video on YouTube of me trying to break dance and everyone keeps sharing it. Oh, no. Don't put a link to that.
We'll share that one as well.
Fuck that.
Oh, fuck. All right. That was good.
Goodbye.
That was good.
I'm going to go be sick again thinking about it.
Peace.